Hey guys, it's Brian from Get 10,000 Fans. I'm actually here with a buddy of mine, Paul Reddick. I brought Paul onto this call because I wanted him to kind of share his story, how he got started using Facebook, whether it's fan pages or ads, to run a business that is his called 90 Mile Per Hour Club. And if you guys know anything about my story, you know that I kind of got started in the baseball world, played it growing up my whole life, played it in college, and that was actually my first website online. It was a site called trainbaseball.com that we still run. So kind of how I met Paul was he owns a site, like I said, 90 Mile Per Hour Club, where he coaches pitchers. And he was one of the big guys that I kind of originally, when I was scoping out that market to see who I could learn from or, kind of see how they were doing things, I knew that he had one of the best sites out there. So anyway, that's kind of how we met. So Paul, thanks for joining me on the call.
Yeah, of course. Happy to do it.
So one of the things I wanted you to kind of communicate to our people who might be thinking about either jumping into our Facebook ads course or our fan page funnel course to learn how to set up their whole marketing funnel when it comes to Facebook to get more leads, get more traffic, and obviously make more sales and find more customers on Facebook. Because your story is kind of pretty unique. You're in a small little niche being baseball that I have experience in that is hard to do what you've been able to do. And you didn't necessarily use Facebook from the get-go. So I was wondering if you could kind of just share your story of either how we met or kind of how you ended up using Facebook, kind of what things were like before or kind of as you started to test it and some of the results you got.
Yeah, like you said, we met kind of in the baseball market, and then you came to one of the business seminars that we do, and I think at the time you were still, you hadn't developed the Facebook side of things yet.
Yep.
As we were kind of discussing that, and you were building that, there was a part of me that was kind of like, this is really kind of smart stuff, and we need to start implementing it ourselves. And I think that was actually before ads were even available, if I'm correct. I don't think
it was early on, definitely.
Yeah, and so we started with the fan page, and we built a 10,000 person fan page, kind of just like you said it would happen. And bear in mind, I went into Facebook kind of kicking and screaming. So I've been online since the year 2000. So coming up on 15 years, it will be coming up soon. So I've been through the gamut of every ad platform you can think of, every type of paid traffic, free traffic. I remember when YouTube came out, and all these things. So I kind of have done it all. And I at that point, I was kind of like in these simple few things that we did them well. And, when you came along with Facebook stuff, and, I kind of had this unique perspective on your products, seeing them as they were kind of developed. And we started doing them. It was not something I really wanted to succeed. I kind of am a dinosaur. I wanted to stay a dinosaur, and I didn't want all these new kind of things to have to figure out. Yep. And that's a thing a lot of marketers go through, is that they don't want those new things to be good, because every time a new thing comes around, it's something you got to figure out. So, but with Facebook, it was really different from anything else that we had worked with. And, we followed what you did. And, just like your first product said, we achieved that goal rather quickly and have since duplicated, that initial fan page formula. So I know we'll talk about ads and everything else, but that initial fan page formula, I think we've duplicated like 8 times. And yeah, and like every time, I think we have one that's not quite 10,000 fans. It's like 9,600 fans or something like that.
Yep.
And these are not markets that we're basically in sports publishing. So we're in a lot of hockey and soccer and basketball. These are not markets like Six Pack Abs or, all kinds of huge markets. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
These are markets where it's really, really niche down. So it's not easy to do. But yeah, over and over, we've been able to repeat that process.
Awesome. How is it like, I guess, for your main site, 90 Mile Per Hour Club, where you're selling training programs to pitchers or coaches or their parents? What was it like when you first, I guess, got Facebook ads running into the funnel, kind of like how we teach people to set them up? And you kind of do the similar thing. A lot of what I've learned, I actually learned from you over the years, and then just kind of tweaked it to work on Facebook with some more lower end, front end products to upsell into other things. A lot of what we teach in the fan page funnel, and then a lot of the ad tactics is what we teach in the Facebook Ads Academy. So how was that like implementing that? Like, what were some of the results that you guys got and still get today?
Well, there's a bunch of things. There's a bunch of things that I would say, and we've used both. We've built our funnels off of Facebook, and we've used the same ad platform, ad setup that you have. And I can tell you, there's a lot of benefits for you as a marketer. Number one, the funnel training. Obviously, you want to bring your people through an opt-in and a sales process and getting them to buy continuing products and stuff like that. That's a process that is like a never-ending process in marketing. You're going to spend, if you're going to go into this field and sell anything online, you're going to spend a majority of your time improving that, defining that, and making that convert better and upsells and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that process is invaluable, but that process doesn't get triggered until somebody comes to your page.
Yep.
Right? So there's no, there's no funnel, there's no benefit of a funnel unless you can generate the traffic to your page and generate the right type of traffic. So, so from the funnel perspective, it's an unbelievable system that you've laid out, and we've worked with it and succeeded with it. But it's kind of like, I always say, it's like Reese's peanut butter cups. That chocolate is really awesome. It's always going to be awesome. But you know what's even awesomer is when you get chocolate and peanut butter together, right? It becomes even more tastier. So that's where the ads is the crucial part of it.
Yeah.
So we've been able to use the setup that you teach, and right now, like a massive amount of traffic is coming to our site.
Yeah.
We have traffic coming from a lot of different sources all over the net. But I'm most excited about Facebook, and I probably run ads on every single kind of platform there is. I've paid for traffic on banner ads, media buys, Google, Bing, Yahoo before they were together, MSN Network, every single kind of advertising platform I've been on, and we've done the whole gambit of Twitter and SEO and YouTube, and we still do a lot of those things.
Yep.
They're all still very valuable traffic sources. But, and this is, so people that have known me know that this is kind of a powerful statement for me, is that the new way of doing Facebook ads, I think is probably the closest thing I've seen to really a Google killer.
Yep.
It's the closest thing I've seen. I think it's still a little too early to say, but as everybody knows, Google pay-per-click, you can do it as long as you've got like a NASA degree and a Harvard MBA and you're a medical doctor.
Yeah.
You know all that, or you have to pay someone who does it. So, for us, it's a very difficult proposition. But I'm most excited about Facebook because Facebook, the way their ads are set up is, the longer you run ads, for me, the information they're giving you, the demos and everything that you're getting from that, the insights, it's almost like your ads, you can get smarter and smarter and smarter day by day with your ad.
Yeah.
And if you're doing everything right, like with your teaching, I don't want to get too much into what you teach, but there's ways that your targeting becomes more and more and more precise.
Yeah.
And it's like a marketer's dream in there with the information that you can pull out. So, I always say to people, just because I actually was marketing, I've been doing this for 20 years, when we would buy lists of actual mailing lists and do direct mail. And if you wanted a list, say, of like Sports Illustrated subscribers, that would be whatever it is. Like, so let's just say 10 cents a name. But if you wanted Sports Illustrated subscribers that were men, that would be another 10 cents. 50 grand to 100 grand a year, that would be another 10 cents. Lived on the East Coast, that would be another 10 cents. And then if you wanted like all of those things and like the recent subscribers, that would be another. It would get up to where the more that what they call selects, the more precise you got with your targeting, the more expensive it got.
Yep.
to get that person. Facebook seems to have like the reverse of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That the more targeted you get, the less it costs. So
Yep.
I have a ton of clients that are in Facebook in local markets paying pennies per click, you know, and they're paying pennies per click because their targeting is so precise.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, where if you were going to reverse that in the regular offline world, you'd be paying a premium.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's amazing. I mean, it's absolutely amazing what's going on there. And like I said, we're thrilled with the results, and we've been kind of thrilled with the results as Facebook develops. You know, and you know, you've helped us out here.
Cool. As far as the results, and you don't have to share specifics, but I'm sure people would kind of be encouraged to hear either number of visitors you guys are getting, or leads, or sales, or even just ballpark figures to show people kind of what the power of this thing is, even in a small niche like in the baseball world.
Yeah, and we can talk about it across. I mean, I can verify over. I believe it's 8 niches now, 8 separate niches where it's working. I will tell you that I've never in my life purchased traffic this cheap. And bear in mind, I was there. We were advertising on Google the first week they were accepting ads. So all those old war stories you hear about, 5-cent clicks and stuff like that, we've never bought traffic this cheap. And then that's kind of where you need the chocolate and the peanut butter, because getting the traffic is great.
Yep.
And then but having the funnel to move them along is really the key. So as far as a result goes, to me, it's like I said, I've never bought traffic this cheap. And in several of our niches, we're actually holding the traffic at bay until we really perfect and build out the funnels to where we want them to be.
Yep.
And but every single one of them has been profitable.
Awesome.
So it's been amazing, and it's an exciting time to be getting this information.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thanks for sharing the story. I mean, that's, I think it just goes to show the power of it. Back when I was showing you what we were doing, I mean, I was a newbie. I was a beginner, and I was just figuring this stuff out. And so for me to be able to figure it out then, I mean, you had encouraged me to, go test Google AdWords and some of this other stuff you guys were doing. And honestly, the whole reason that I kind of stumbled onto the Facebook side was those other things seemed like such a daunting task to me, and it was so easy to get an ad campaign set up. So like on that front, I guess, who do you think? It's tough for me to say. Obviously, I want to recommend my course to anyone. It's not perfect for anyone. But as far as like what you've seen going through some of them, and obviously taking, putting it into action, and you coach a lot of marketers and stuff like that. Who do you think this stuff is perfect for, like in an ideal scenario?
Because I coach a lot of people. So I have 4 mastermind groups. Everybody from fitness trainers, sports coaches, to chefs, to financial advisors, to people who do work with people, credit, mortgage advisors, real estate agents, to internet marketers like yourself and like others who are running big internet businesses. I've yet to find someone who couldn't make this work.
Sweet.
So I've yet to see. Yeah, and I've turned on all of my clients to this. And here's the important thing I think for people to understand. And I have the benefit of kind of a satellite view of how this whole internet marketing world developed. What is Google? What have the ads been around for, like 3 years, 2-3 years, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it is so early in this game. It is so early. If I could tell you the changes that I remember in SEO, YouTube rankings, pay-per-click, Google. I can't even tell you how many changes have come about over the years.
Yeah.
So, it's important that for our business, that we're connected with you, because you seem to be always ahead of the changes.
Yeah.
You're always ahead of it. You're kind of on top of it. And I remember specifically turning to TC one time, who works with us, and saying, "Wow, Brian's right a lot. Brian's right." Like I was like, a lot, and that somewhat angers me. But yeah, that's what came to me, is that Brian was right a lot. And so as you kind of develop in this business, this is as close as you can get to a ground floor opportunity to kind of put up your flag and get settled in. Because I'm going to tell you, the early adopters are the ones that will do the best in every traffic. Every traffic source I've ever seen, it's the early adopters. So I've yet to see a market where this did not work. And like I said, I have a unique experience of seeing a lot of different markets all the time.
Yep.
And we've got real estate agents that are pulling leads from that for people that are looking to buy houses. We've got financial people pulling leads to help get help financial, like wealth management.
Yep.
We've got personal trainers, sports coach, everybody, all of them all reporting back that it's very, very, very profitable.
Awesome.
Very, very profitable.
Sweet. That's killer.
And a lot of the guys that I work with, it's game changing. As far as like their business, it's really transformative. It's taken their business to a whole different level.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for telling that story. I'm glad we got a chance to hop on the phone and show guys that this can work in small niches and guys that have been around forever, or guys that are just getting started. If you guys are watching this video, chances are you've heard about us from somewhere, whether it's one of our ads or partners of ours or buddies or wherever you guys came from. And if you're interested in either one of our two main courses, the Fan Page Funnel or Facebook Ads Academy, there should be a link right below this video. They might be open, they might be closed. Either way, you can probably jump on a waiting list or get right into them. But thanks, Paul, for taking the time to tell the story. I'm glad we got to hook up. So hopefully this video can encourage someone to jump in and get started. So thanks again, and we'll catch up here soon.
Yeah, absolutely.